hold on. I'm gonna record this whole video. All right, so you can have a copy when we finish.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna ask you if you would record this session for me.
Yeah. I'm recording it right now.
Okay, good deal.
All right. So, what has been your issue with trading so far?
Okay, okay. One thing, uh, doing okay, like this week, I have been trying to find some good pairs
Okay.
to trade, and I don't know. I just don't have my momentum is not really where it should be. Because the thing that I'm doing is I'm doing the 415 confirmation. Okay,
So,
starting at 1 hour, then going to 4 hours,
okay.
then to 30 minutes, then to 15 minutes. I don't go any lower than 15 minutes. Maybe every once in a while 5 minutes.
Okay.
Just to make sure that everything is in confirmation.
Okay. So you basically trading Genesis strategy.
Yeah, but I'm open to maybe tweaking it a bit. I kind of like your style. I like your style, especially the way you use the trailing stop.
Yeah.
I may not I won't uh, really what you might say abandon her teaching, but I'm just trying to get a fit here. I'm trying to get a comfortable fit here.
Okay.
That make any sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. Um, when you're doing a Genesis strategy, what are can you kind of give me like a percentage of your results of how you feel, how you've been doing? Have you been struggling a lot? Maybe you're 50-50, 70-30.
Well, about I would say about 50
You could be
50.
honest. You could be honest. It's just me and you. It's just me and you.
Okay, okay,
Yes, I need you to be as honest as you possibly can with me.
okay, all right. I'd say about 70-30.
70-30. Okay.
About 70-30. And to tell the truth, you said be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I haven't really been putting my best foot forward.
Okay.
Meaning, when I say that, I mean I've got to get more disciplined
Okay.
because I made up my mind just a couple of months ago that I know that when we come in contact with the charts, we want to come in as calm and as comfortable and as well. I don't know if carefree would be a good word to use or not.
Yeah. I understand where you're going with this.
Well, we want to come in cool and calm.
Yeah.
Uh, and my goal is to. I'm giving myself 14 months.
14 months.
Yeah, 14 months.
That's a reasonable goal. What you trying to reach in 14 months? What you want to accomplish?
I want to be home every day, and this be my job.
Okay.
Like just like Uncle P. Yeah, I really stay in and try to stay in touch with Uncle P because I like the way he trades,
Yeah.
and I like and I especially like uh, his wisdom,
Yeah.
the kind of advice that he gives,
Yeah. He does. He does give a lot of good wisdom. That I agree.
and he tells you where he's been, and he tells you how he got where he is,
Mm-hmm.
Things, the things that he did to get where he is,
Mm-hmm.
and I listened to that and I grasp it, and
Yeah.
you
I,
know, especially when he said, he really captures my attention when he says, when he talks about, you know, trading full time.
mm-hmm.
How it is, how it's possible, and then like just like last week, he said, he left a note and he said, "There's no reason why uh, the members of this group shouldn't be successful."
Yep.
And I take that and I try to ride on it.
Mm-hmm.
And and to be quite honest, I I'm kind of leaning. I kind of feel myself leaning toward swinging.
Swing trading?
Yeah, because see, just like Janice says now, Janice says that her thing is scalping, right?
Yeah.
The 20 pips and dip.
He's more, yeah.
Get
She's
in,
more a
get in.
scalper to maybe even intraday at most. Yeah.
It wouldn't hurt me, to uh, do what like what Uncle P says, but it took Uncle P a long time,
Yeah.
to get to that point, and where he says he'll take a trade, go on vacation,
Yeah.
go with his,
Do
him and his
do his,
wife, or
do his thing.
go
Yeah.
out, chill out for a while,
Yeah.
and just take it easy, and then said, he'll check every once in a while, see how it's doing, and he says that doesn't, he said that's comfortable for him. He said whereas scalping would make him a nervous wreck.
Yeah. So in terms of you, when you scalp, well, I guess Jenny's turn is pretty much scalping. How do you feel? Do you feel uneasy? You feel like it's not for you? It's too much? Does it interfere with your? Do you work right now or?
I work a full time job. I work 40 hours a week, but I don't work
Okay.
overtime. I don't work nights, or I don't
Okay.
on weekends. And to be quite honest with you, I, after praying, I don't, I got probably, a long ways to go to become the spiritual person that I want to be someday.
Mm-hmm.
But but I am a believer, and I do pray, and I do trust God.
And that's
Um,
amen to that.
I prayed for an answer uh, to give me time freedom with my family.
Mm-hmm.
And now, now since I've got a grandson, I want to, share those special moments with him, as he grows up.
That's
And,
amazing.
as a part of my financial portfolio, in other words.
Yeah.
I chose trading as part of my financial portfolio. That's
Okay.
this is the answer that God gave me through Janice.
That's
About
great.
let's see, April of 2019, I saw Janice on Facebook where I had talked with her probably a couple of months beforehand,
Mm-hmm.
and she had some things going, and asked me if I was interested, and at the time I said, well, not right now. I said, I said right now I got some other things going right now,
Yeah.
and so about 2 months later, April of 2019, I went on Facebook, boom, I mean, she just jumped right out there in my face. When she was doing one of her talks, and she was saying, uh, and now it's time to change the way we work. You don't have to go out and get work 2 or 3 jobs and
Yep.
do all of, blah, 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 and all of this stuff, And I said, I had an epiphany when I heard her say that. I mean, it went down into my soul.
Yeah.
And I just felt, in my heart, hey, that's my answer right there. So we connected, and we were both. She was already in iMarkets Live, and then I joined iMarkets Live under her, right?
Oh, okay. So you both were teams in iMarkets Live.
Yeah, and iMarkets Live, and that's where I got my basic training, iMarkets Live. Okay, I started watching. I got so hungry that I started, just watching, going on YouTube and watching, videos of other people that was, in iMarkets Live, watching them trade, watching other people who weren't in iMarkets Live, and this one gentleman really caught my attention, and especially the way he would do talks, and he wouldn't even go on the charts, and he would just talk, and he made so much sense, and that was Uncle P. I first got to know him as Uncle Pappy.
Okay.
And Janice and I would talk a lot, and I said, hey, yeah, I said, you ought to check this guy out on YouTube, Uncle Pappy. And Janice laughed and said, Uncle Pappy? I said, yeah. I said, that guy makes a lot of sense. I said, he talks about how tough it was for him, when he first started out. And I said, I said, he's just so full of wisdom, and he just makes so much sense. I said, you ought to check him out. She checked him out, and the rest is history.
Wow.
That's why you and I are talking right now.
Wow. It's crazy how things work out.
Yeah, and just as soon as Janice learned about, she researched him, and she said, well, I'm going to check him out and see what he's all about, and she did, and she was sold. And so a few days later, she called me and told me, she said, hey, I went on ahead and joined because I've never seen anything like this before. And so naturally, I went on ahead and joined, right up under her. And so, I said that, everybody's different, and when it comes to this platform. So,
Everybody.
I decided that I said, well, I'm going to take my time and learn this thing, little by little. I said, I'm not going to be in a big hurry, and I'm going to learn little by little until I get comfortable to where it took me a long time before I could, before I even set up a demo account. But the first time, let me tell you, the first time that I traded with the demo account, I got 99 pips.
99 pips. Wow, that's great.
99 pips. In same day, I got on one trade, I got 99 pips, and on the second trade, I got 59 pips.
That's great.
And then about a week or two later, I got 105 pips.
Ooh. So you were just on a roll.
Yeah. And tell the truth about it, I really didn't know what I was doing. I thought I did, but but I knew enough. I had learned enough to kind of, to get to where I could do something like that.
Yeah.
So I'm right now. I'm kind of at the crossroads. The thing, okay, the thing that I need to be able to do
Hmm.
is preparation. That's the biggest thing. Like the spreadsheet, for example.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Uh,
noticed in one of your answers, yeah, you don't have any of the spreadsheets.
yeah, I need in other words, I need all the paraphernalia that it takes to prepare for a trading week.
Okay.
Uh, um, um, what I'm probably going to have to do is the information, the PDFs. I'm probably going to have to have those printed out. I need something, you know, so that like on Saturday or Sunday, preferably on Sunday,
Hmm.
I got everything laid out. I know where I'm going. I check the news, and then when the week starts, I know where I'm going. I need a roadmap.
Okay. Yeah, I could definitely help you with that. Um, Now with you were there when I did my training methodology with Janice 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. Hmm.
Okay. Um, were you able to comprehend it? Did you understand it? Was it very simple?
Yeah.
Did
Yeah.
you?
I like the way, and I noticed, on that last video you did that you shared with us,
Mm-hmm.
you got rid of that those zones. You got rid of the supply and demand zones.
Yep.
Did that clarify things for you?
Yes, it did. Um, for me, like I said, on in the training webinar and also with the one-on-ones that I have with my previous students, I showed them that uh, how my chart used to be, and I even showed it in the on Thursday's webinar as well. My chart was a big mess. I had the buy zone, had the sell zone, had the entry level arrow, had the uh, the triple arrow from the old system, then the simplicity triple arrow, the new system, the 13 moving average, the 50 moving average. Like I had a whole lot. The
Hmm.
trends, the simplicity moving average too, and then the trend surf in the bottom half. And funny enough, even with all that, I was actually doing okay.
Hmm.
But then I started to realize it was just too much, and it was just too much clutter. And then I noticed that because of all the confirmations, um, I noticed I tend to either miss trades or miss some trades or either get in trades I shouldn't have gotten in yet. And then on top of that, I had the support and resistance dots with the simplicity dots. So it was just too much. And then I realized that. So I had to do some tweaking on my own. Um, and the funny thing is with that, I didn't know how I knew Super Easy Forex. And Uncle Peter actually was watching YouTube videos, and I ended up running into his YouTube video a while back ago. And at first, it didn't. I was like, he seemed good, he seemed nice, but I was already in another group that had an algorithmic system, and it was doing pretty well. But I think when the market started changing and the economy is getting hit, and now COVID-19, I realized that it wasn't working the way it used to. So I was trying to find something new, something different, and that's when I ran into Uncle P's video again, and I saw the simplicity one. Because at first, a while back, it was the old system. Then, not that long ago, it was the simplicity system I saw he had on YouTube, and I said, that seems really simple. So ended up signing up because of the YouTube videos and the the stories that he gave, just like you heard with the stories that he was giving. Pretty much motivated me to join the group. And then even me trying that with his system, for some reason I just couldn't get it. Because I had somebody from the Super Easy gave me a certain setting with the simplicity arrow and how they trade this and that, and I tried it, and for some reason it was just not working. Um, I followed every rule. I watched all the tutorial videos, and it was just not clicking. And then somebody from the Super Easy group actually mentioned Janice, um, mentioned Janice about her method trading. Um, and I said, okay, I'll give it a shot. So I've seen her YouTube videos actually, and I was like, well, her method is pretty neat. And then somebody told me about her, and I was like, yeah, you actually did. So I scheduled the one-on-one with her, and after that one-on-one session, that was that was the blessing I needed.
Mm-hmm.
That was the epiphany right there. She was the one that was sent to me. I knew once we had the one-on-one and we were talking, we like our vision was like this. Like we had the same vision. We were on all cylinders and everything I told her, and she was, dealt with the same thing. And I knew, all right, she's definitely the one that I need to follow. And so with her one-on-one session, it actually got me better. But then I realized after having all these indicators, it was too clutter. So it's a great strategy. I just had to do some more tweaking on my own. And
Mm-hmm.
then after I did all the tweaking on my own, it led to the result of that screen right there. No trend surfer, no supply, no demand zone, no true by the old system is just a big arrow. No 50 moving average, no simplicity algorithmic moving average. I removed all of that,
Mm-hmm.
and everything became so much clearer for me. And then I started noticing something with the older system of the support and resistance dots. And I said, hmm. So I started looking back and checking. I was like, there's no way that doesn't work. So I tested it out for about 2 weeks. And I was like, this is crazy. And it's been working. So in the Thursday training where I told everybody that I found an unorthodox way of using it. Some people use it for take profit, stop loss, and support and resistance, which what was the system meant for. But I've noticed that you can also use it as entries and exits as well. And it's been very, very consistent. Um, Actually, by far, out of all the indicators that Uncle P has in here, I feel like them supporting or dot resistance is is probably the most accurate indicator out of all of them. Um, and it does repaint, but not nearly as much as the big arrow or some of the other indicators. So that's where came the realization for me. So ever since I've been back testing that, I said, okay, this is gonna be my trading methodology. I back test everything from stop loss, what's the proper stop loss, TP, trailing stop. I've back tested all types of scenarios. And I gave all the kind of scenarios that people can try out on that training webinar. So yeah, Janice was a blessing for me because it was pretty much her strategy that allowed me to kind of dig in deeper into the strategy. And it's literally pretty much the same thing she's doing. I just eliminated a whole bunch of indicators.
Mm-hmm.
So the rules of engagement is practically the same. The only differences between mine and hers is that she don't wait for the MACD when it breaks to 13. I still wait for the MACD. I like the MACD. That MACD is like gold to me.
Yeah, I like the MACD too.
That MACD is just, oh man, it's honey. That is honey.
So in essence, what you said is the Mac. As long as you got the MACD, that's the best and probably the best indicator you can have, huh?
Yeah, that MACD and the support and resistance dots. Two of the best indicators I've ever seen
Yeah.
in my life. Two of the best ones. That MACD and that support and resistance dots. Other than that, I mean, everything is just a little bit extra confirmation, just to kind of help me mentally, stay disciplined on taking quality trades.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I've implemented the rules of engagement to remind people that I'm still following the rules of engagement. I'm not just jumping in once I see, the dash of it doesn't work like that, because then you open yourself to possibly that thing still, moving, and the move hasn't necessarily finished yet. So I love this system, and I love this training methodology that I've figured it out on my own. So Janice asked me to personally if I could share my training methodology, and I had to really think about it, like I said, on the group, because I've noticed a lot of people, when they try a strategy and have it, after one, two, even three losses, they give up on it and think it don't work. And,
Mm-hmm.
and honestly, it's really not the case. It just may not possibly work for you, but it works. It's just maybe that person doesn't get it, or they haven't spent enough time to see that it works. And that's usually the case when people don't spend enough time with that strategy to see if it works.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm gonna do for you, as like I did with all my other students, I'm going to, I don't know if you still kind of need a refresher of how I traded as a reminder for your own personal video. I mean, if you want me to do it, I can still do it. That doesn't bother me. Um, how do you feel? Do you feel the video I put up on the group chat was good enough, or would you like me to still kind of go over it kind of real quickly?
Well, can you just briefly go over, how you
Not how I trade
how,
and see
yeah,
things?
how you execute your trades
Okay, yeah, no
with
problem.
with your personal chart.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay.
Let's see. Share my screen real quick. All right, can you see my screen?
Let's see. Okay, it's coming up. I can see it now.
You see it? Okay.
Mhm.
Hold up. Okay, so yeah, so basically, this is my chart. Simply put it, like I said on the other training video, all, at least for me, all you really need is the big arrow. That's the triple arrow of the new system, Simplicity. I use the 13 SMA, simple moving average,
Mhm.
and then I use the support and resistance dots.
Okay.
And what I do is I would check the, I only go one time frame high to check if I have at least a big arrow there. So I'll go to the 4 hour, and see, as you can see, I have both the big arrow and the triple arrow of the Simplicity. So I'm good. And right now, it is look like it's starting to go up again. So, and it's breaking the 13 on the 4 hour. So on the hour, on the hour time frame, you have the big arrow, you have the triple arrow, and the support and resistance does to support the move. Now, you see this right here?
Yeah, the
This is
resistance.
the resistance dots.
Mm-hmm.
This is the resistance dots for the 4 hour time frame. I don't put the current one only because it's gonna be a lot. I don't put the hour time frame because it's gonna be a lot, and it will confuse people if you have three time frames on one screen.
Uh-huh.
So I don't do that. I try to keep it nice and clean, simple, and it don't confuse people. So basically, when you're taking these kind of trades, you're really taking it off of the of what it's telling you on the 4 hour. You're just grabbing it in the hour. You're just entering it in the hour. Um, so that it gives you enough time room to grab to get the move so that when the resistance not show up, you have, a good amount of pips. Now, for these yellow ones right here, these are the daily time frame support and resistance dots. I use this to let me know what is the current trend on the daily time frame. See what I'm going with you right there?
Uh, yeah.
Going. So
Okay.
let's say, for example, this right here, these yellow resistance dots right here,
Yeah.
right?
Uh,
Okay. You got your big arrow. You got the triple arrow for the simplicity,
mm-hmm.
right? It broke the 13. Now, usually this won't, sometimes this will come immediately, and that really depends on the time of the day. So, and depending on how the market move, but sometimes if you just catch this, as long as you have this on the hour time frame and then you have this on the 4 hour time frame, you can safely take the trade. So as long as you have this on the 4 hour, you could jump back to the hour, you wait for this to develop, and then you wait for a price to break the 30 moving average. Once price break the 30 moving average, you want to make sure that when you pull your crosshairs, you want to make sure that the MACD, that the blue line is under the red. And when you see that and you see the red bars at the bottom showing volume and momentum, you know, okay, it's safe to take the trade. So basically, you would have entered here and everything has met. You got all your confirmations. You would have taken the trade. And then if you got at this green dot right here, which is this candle right here, you would have gone out at about 27 pips. So right there, you would have made your goal.
Okay. Let me interrupt here for a minute.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's say that right there, what you entered, where the candle,
Right here.
right there, where it broke through the 13 moving average.
Uh-huh.
Uh, and let's just say that it stopped right there. That was the last candle.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. Now, how do you? How would you determine which way price is going from there? Because after that candle, there's nothing else. Everything is all of all of what's in front of that is not there.
Yeah, so if this breaks, so let's say this breaks the 13, right?
Right.
Now you see there is no resistance that's here, right?
Right.
Okay, if it breaks the 13 but you do not see the resistance dot yet, don't take the trade. You
Okay.
wait. You gotta wait. You gotta wait for all confirmations. So if it does break, but and even if you have the blue line under the red showing for momentum, don't take the trade yet until you get the dots. Once you get at least one dot, one blue dot, because you
Uh-huh.
don't need all, just one. As long as you get one and it's still under the 13 and the MACD is still showing that the blue line's under the red, you can enter the trade.
Okay.
You can enter the trade.
Okay. The blue line is under the red because you're going for a sell.
Yes. If the blue line is above the red line, that means it's going bullish.
Okay.
So as you can see right here, see the blue line over the red?
Yeah, the blue line over the red.
That's just going bullish. And these green
Going
bars
bullish.
will show you that too, because these green bars are showing momentum for buy.
Okay.
So so every time you enter this trade and you exit here, this will be pretty much your exit. Once you start seeing the green dot, you exit the trade and you can wait for the next setup.
Mm-hmm.
Now, like I said, for stop loss on the initial first move, hold on. Okay, there you go. On the initial first move, right here, obviously you want your stop loss to be above here, above this resistance. All right,
Okay.
so if it breaks, let's say you entered here. Let me see. If you entered here, so that would be 20 pips. Now, what I try to teach my students, I try them to teach not to put them just above, only because sometimes you may have a situation where the market makers will try to, well, how Uncle Pete said, stomp people out.
Mm-hmm.
But so you still want to use that same rule apply. So just once you enter, you measure from where you enter here to here, and then you add additional 10 pips just to give it some space. All right, so 20 pips, so you want to go 38 pips. So basically your stop loss will be here.
Okay.
All right, so 38, and then you get out, the first dot came here. So you got about 26. And then now, once that happens, so that's honestly not a bad risk to reward ratio. It's not perfect. You're not gonna actually get 26 and 26 because if you do exactly 1 to 1, your stop loss would be here
Yeah.
under this. You understand what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
you're putting yourself more at risk to be taken out. So you always want to leave space. Now, for some people, like I said on the explained on Thursday trading webinar, I understood because that's one of the things I needed to tweak in terms of in terms of strategy. Um, that sometimes you may enter, I don't know, you may enter down here. Just for an example, there's an opportunity here, and
Mm-hmm.
you measured from here to stop loss, and you're like, and you add another 20 pips. You're like, well, damn, you know, I got a 98 pip stop loss, and I'm only going for 20 pips. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I would understand why people wouldn't want to take that kind of trade, and honestly, you shouldn't. Uh, uh, If if uh, if there's a gap that's that big with your risk to reward, you shouldn't take the trade, even if it's a win with 20 pips. Technically, the rule of thumb is you shouldn't take a trade like that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, here is where like I said on the training webinar, where this would be safer to do, and you can still take the trade. So after you get this initial one, and you got out here, now you're like, all right, you can wait for the next re-entry, and your
Mm-hmm.
re-entry to get more pips would be here. See that?
Okay. Yeah. Uh-huh.
The direction, see, these arrows still here. These arrows have not showed up yet. So you
Uh-huh.
have another opportunity to get on another sell. You just got to wait and be patient. Once you got the resistance dot show up again, you're like, okay, that's my one confirmation. You don't need the big arrow and the triple arrow because you already have it here. It's already
Okay.
here. So all you waiting for is the dots, and you're waiting for price to break the 13, and then you're waiting for your MACD to support that again. So just 3 confirmations you need.
Mm-hmm.
Resistance dots, break of the 13, and your MACD. Once you get that, so you will enter right here. You enter here, you would exit. I think the other dot showed up here. So that's 74 pips. Guess what? Your stop loss would be above this, not this one.
Okay.
So once you measure this here, obviously you want to still put 10 pip gap. So it would be 30 pips. So your stop loss will be over here right now.
Okay, question.
Yeah.
All right. I I noticed, you're talking about the stop loss,
Hmm.
but do you use a take profit?
Yes, I do use a take profit. I'm gonna get to that one.
Oh, okay.
I just wanna emphasize, risk management, and that's very key. Um, so
Okay. Excuse
that's
me
why
for
I'm
jumping the
emphasizing
gun.
the stop loss right now, but I will get to the take profit.
Okay.
All right. So I have the answer here.
Hmm.
If you see the green dots, the green dot is under the yellow dots. I know that for sure because this stopped moving. So the green dot is here under the yellow. So once you see the green dots, you get out the trade. If you see the green and the yellow dots, you definitely want to get out the trade because that means the move to the downside is pretty much finished, like
Okay.
completely finished. So once you get the yellow dot and the green dot, oh, the green dot, um, you'll have 71 pips. Your stop loss, if you lose, you only lose 30 pips versus you possibly getting 70 pips. So that is a good risk to reward ratio. Versus putting it above here, even here is pretty good. You would have lost if this went against you, you would have lost 50, but you still would have gained 70.
Mm-hmm.
So either way, if you put it here or here, you still would have had a good risk to reward ratio. So this would be a trade to definitely take. Now, in terms of TPs, that also really depends on you. Um, there's a number of different ways that you can have a TP. Um, for scalping, obviously, if you're just doing 20 pips and dip, you know, I mean, if you enter here and the most recent goal was here or TP, you're gonna get well over 20. You got 40, and clearly you definitely got the 40 and then more.
Mm-hmm.
So you would have set your TP here on the most previous support and resistance dots, which is this one. This will be your TP.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll be 42 pips. Now, if you're just going 20 pips in depth, well, then if you're gonna go 20, clearly you got your 20. Your 20 was here, and that's actually not a bad TP because this is where some consolidation happened. And I'm sure if I turn on the hour support and resistance, the white ones would show up here, and
Mm-hmm.
here, and here, and here. That's how much of spent screen time. I already know where the 1 hour support and resistance is going to show up. So if you want to do the 20, you know, this would be a good error because it consolidated and you would have already definitely hit your goal. But I know for you, scalping is not really the best fit for you, especially since you're working. So
Yeah.
your TP would either be the most recent one, this, or even this, or you wait to see if the dots show up. So you have either you go by the most recent or resistance dots that form, or you can wait until the dots show up to get out the trade, or you could do a one-to-one. So you either do that too. So if you enter the trade, you say, okay, how you determine your one-to-one? If you enter here and you see these support and resistance dots here, and you leave 10 space behind more, 10 pips more, so that's 30 pips. So basically your goal is then 30 pips
Mm-hmm.
to do your one-to-one. So if you're gonna go 30 pips, so that means your TP will be here.
Okay.
And clearly you got that too. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Now, so what I do, I always open two positions, but it stays within the realm of my lot size that I can afford. I don't go over. So let's say my lot size is 50 cents, right?
Mm-hmm.
My TP goal if it's 1-to-1, so if it's 30 pips, my first position with the 30 pips would be my lot size. I would set it to 30 cents, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then my other position, I will let that position run. I'll let that position run, and then I'll put a trailing stop of 30 pips. So the minute my first position got hit with the TP of 30 pips, my other position will then, the stop loss, then my other position, if I place it, which is about here, 30 pips, once once my other position got taken out in profit, my second position now, the stop loss would then move up to break even because now it's going to start following behind price by 30 pips. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. Uh,
So
okay.
basically, let's say pretend this is your stop loss.
Okay.
Pretend this horizontal line is the stop loss.
Mm-hmm.
What happens once my other position hits its TP, my second position, the stop loss will then jump and do this. It'll jump up to here. And then for every pip that is fine 30 pips behind, it'll slowly do this. 30 pips behind. So price can be here, but your stop loss will be like here, 30 pips behind, and it's following until it stops going down. Once it starts pushing back up, your stop loss will stay here behind 30 pips price. So if price tends to come up to here and your stop loss is over here, well, guess what? It didn't really take you out. And now it's gonna go back down again. Once it starts going ahead 30 pips, your stop loss that's from here is going to continue to go like this.
Okay. Is that what the trailing stop?
That's the trailing stop. Yep.
Okay.
The trailing stop is going to move exactly 30 pips behind. So I don't have any trades on right now because I've been working. So I've not missed some trades this week. The only one I had was NZD Cat. I'm on that one, but I'm waiting for I'm waiting for two pairs right now to get in on the trade. But can I actually show? Let me see. I don't think I can. No, I can't.
You can't see my cursor, can you?
No, I can't.
Okay.
Um, yeah, so I won't be able to set a trail stop because I don't have, let me see. I don't have, see, I'm still waiting for this to settle. That's one trade I'm waiting for. And then USD CHF, see the green
Mm-hmm.
dots? See, I'm just waiting for this to break and I'm waiting for the MACD to get confirmation. I'm entering that trade. And I'm more confident even now as I enter even this trade. Why? What do you see here?
Uh, okay. I know that dot. When you see
That's
that dot
that's the
there, it
evidence
means,
dot.
huh?
That's the evidence dot.
The evidence dot tells you not to trade there, not to enter there.
Yeah. And usually when the evidence dot is formed already, there's a very high chance that this now is accurate. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay. Say that again now.
Every time, let's say you see a setup, right? If
Mm-hmm.
you look left to back test, and if you see an evidence dot already formed,
Mm-hmm.
that means this big arrow was here and this triple arrow was here.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It did all go up just a little bit, but then it went even more down.
Uh-huh. Okay.
And I've noticed when that happens, if you see this and I see price past this, then most likely it was it was a false signal, and the evidence is going to form.
Okay.
So that's what I've noticed back testing and looking and trying to catch it live. Another indication, and this is really key, another indication that will let you know if you see this and you see this,
Mm-hmm.
but you don't see these yellow dots,
Right.
that's a huge indication that it's a false signal.
A false signal.
Yeah. And this will be end up being an evidence dot.
Okay.
So now now let's say let me get back to this bit. Let's say now actually no, okay. I'll stay in. Let's say now you follow all the rules. You got your big arrow here. You went to the 4 hour time frame. See, no big arrow here yet.
I tell you what, do this for me.
Mm-hmm.
Do the 415. Let's see. Let's see what we have here.
415.
Yeah, do the 415. Let's see what we got. What kind of confirmation we got?
Oops. All right. So the 4 hour thing here, 15. Oh, I gotta refresh. Let's see. There we go. So the 415, it's just showing up 4 hour. It's showing down.
Okay. Okay.
But why? But my settings are a little different with the 415. So,
Okay.
but let's kind of use that as an example. So in the 4 hour, as you can see, this is still saying down, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is still saying down. But what do you see here?
Okay. I see the yellow support dots.
Uh-huh. And that's representing the daily time frame.
Okay. All right.
So, and what's the daily time frame telling you?
Uh, the daily time frame is telling me. Let's see.
See these
Okay.
dots?
Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. I got you. I got it. I get it now.
Uh-huh.
It's not time to place the trade right now because that candle might bounce off those support dots and wait until the candle clears the support dots before you actually place the trade.
Yeah. So as you can see on the 4 hour, it cleared the 13 and it has the green to go.
Mm-hmm.
And you have the daily and the 4 hour. So on the 1 hour, so you see, this is why I would take it because even I don't have the hour and the 4 hour, but I still have the daily that's telling me that right now it is pulling back on the daily. So
Mm-hmm.
I can take this safely. But this won't be a long run to the upside. This won't shoot up too far up. But I can take a trade like that. So these are things I look at. These are
Okay.
things I look at. But to keep it simple, you know, if I'm trying to keep it simple, this is what you want to see with the trend. And you see the daily dots here?
Uh-huh.
So it's telling you that it's pushing up in the 4 hour. So I always go by the 4 hour. I don't look at the daily too much only because uh, these dots are already telling me what's going on in the daily. So I
Yeah.
don't focus on the daily time frame. I just focus on the 4 hour And then if I want to get in an earlier entry, if I want to, I'll go to the 30 minute. I don't necessarily need to go to the 15. I go to the 30 minutes. So if I go to the 30 minutes for early entry. So if you go to 30-minute entry, like if you caught it here, you would have gotten a little bit more pips
Mm-hmm.
on the 30 minute. But right now, as you can see, it's not ready yet because there's no green dots telling you it's time. There's nothing supporting it right now. So you gotta wait for this to develop. But this is a good one to possibly take. I love this pair on USD because this pair respects moving averages very nicely.
Mm.
Very nice. Look, very nicely.
Yeah.
It respects, especially the 50. This is the 13. So if it's respecting the 13 decently well, look at it. See that?
Yeah.
You
Yep.
can only imagine how it looks with the 50.
Oh
So
yeah. Yeah. It flows with the 13.
yes, it flows very nicely. So
Yeah, that's nice.
that's why this pair is me and Janice's favorite pair. This is our pair on USD because it flows so smoothly, no
Okay.
headaches. Um, but um, but yeah, but typically the idea is you want to see big arrow on the hour, big
Mm-hmm.
arrow on the 4 hour. You want to see this.
Okay.
To keep it simple for you, you want to see that.
Okay.
And I want you to practice that first and understand this first before we get into more detail on seeing dots on another time frame and doing this. I'm trying to keep it very, very simple.
Okay.
Very, very simple. So this is what you want to see. On the 4 hour, you want to see this. If you got this on the 4 hour, you're okay. You're
Okay.
gonna be okay. So once you got that confirmation, now you're just waiting for this to break. You
Mm-hmm.
got your support dots on the daily time frame.
Mm-hmm.
Because now this is fresh new. Once this hour shows up, now you want to wait for the daily. I mean, you don't have to because I've even noticed that even if the daily support dots don't show up, even if you still follow the rules, you got the big arrow, you got your green support dots. It broke the 13. You have your MACD. You can take the trade. You can definitely take the trade. It's just that if you don't see the yellow dot show up yet, don't hold the trade. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Don't hold the trade. If you see the green and you see the blue, that's that's your exit to get out the trade. If you're doing a one-to-one, your one-to-one shouldn't be that big, especially if you're going in on an early entry. So let's say you entered here. All right. Let me see. See, you got your. See, you're gonna get your 20 pips for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And if you follow the rules, you would definitely get over 20 pips in them. Now, if you see the, so if let's say you have your stop loss here, let me see, your stop loss is 28, you leave space, so 10 pip space, so it's 38 pips. So now, if you want to do the one-to-one, so your 38 pips would be here. It'll be here. Now, let's say you're in this trade, you set everything up, and you walk away, and let's say you come back. Let's say you see this, but you caught it late and it's going down, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's say it didn't hit your TP and you see this first and you kind of caught it late. If you see the yellow dots form, it's safe to hold the trade.
Okay.
If you see the yellow dots form, the likelihood of this passing this is very low. You can hold the trade. But if you don't see the yellow dots yet, and you enter this trade, and you got the blue dots but with no yellow dots, get out the trade. Get out the trade. Because then that only means possibly one thing, that this could be a false signal. And you're opening yourself for it to pass this recent support dots.
Okay.
You understand? So you see when the yellow dots form, you see how it respected?
Mm-hmm.
I'll even go back. You see how it formed? It never came past this. See
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
You see, look, see how this formed? Look, it never broke this. Look, ever. Came down, boom. It came up to here, but it never really broke. Blue dots came, you know you're safe. Took this again. Oh, you see that? You see this green dots? You're like, okay, it goes up, but it never broke the daily dots. You saw the blue, you see the blue dots forming and broke there, and you know you're safe. And boom, a long drop. See this?
Yeah.
It 90% of the time respects these yellow dots.
Hmm.
W-
Sure enough.
Will there be times that it may break? Yeah, I've seen it happen. I've seen it happen. I mean, it's the market. There's nothing you can do. You know, the market makers gonna do what they want to do, and they're gonna try to stop on people. That's their goal. But if you follow the rules and you see this, most likely you're safe.
Uh,
You're most likely to be safe. It's not 100%, but you have a much higher chance of being safe. But if he's going off of just the arrow, broke the 13, it matches the MACD, you can still take the trade as long as you have the arrow on the 4 hour time frame as well.
okay.
All right. You can still take the trade and you can win it. I'm just saying, if you don't see the yellow dots and you got the green dots, get out the trade.
Okay. Well, now, question is, uh, Janice asked me what would I be more comfortable with, what would work best for me, since I work during the day. And see, when I'm at work, I can't really, get to my phone. Uh,
And this,
when I take lunch, I can maybe glance at it or whatever.
mm-hmm,
But that's not very long because we stay pretty busy during the day,
yeah.
and so
So
it's
what kind of work do you do? Do you have an office job? Are you in a
well,
computer often, or do you do
well,
physical work? Or
well I work as a store. My title is storekeeper. We I work at a Michelin truck tire plant,
okay, okay.
and man, hey, let me tell you, business is booming. They're selling those truck tires as fast as they can make them.
I know, I know. Especially now
Yeah, yeah,
with everything going on, and they
yeah,
need those truck deliveries to deliver the products. I know. Yeah,
yeah. Hey, look, let me tell you, they're full steam ahead, and and because of that, I'm thankful, that I have that job.
yeah.
But what I work in what we call at that plant is J receiving.
Mm-hmm.
Everything they use in the plant goes through us. We order, stock, uh, distribute uh, everything they need. Uh, that's what we do, and there's four of us,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what we do. We stuff, UPS, FedEx,
Mm-hmm.
DHL, uh, just about every truck line you can think of.
Yeah.
they deliver stuff all day long and we process it.
Okay.
That's what we do.
Okay. So you're really hands-on then. So my recommendation for you then is you could do exactly everything I explained to you. The only difference is instead of you trading the hour time frame, you'll
Hmm.
be trading the 4 hour time frame.
Okay, the 4 hour.
Yep. And then it'll give you a lot, much more time. Much more time because every candle is 4 hours. So now you see this kind of got a little clutter-ish because I changed it to the 4.
Hmm.
That's because the settings is not the right settings because this settings I had is set for the hour. So if you want to set this properly for the 4 hour, what I would do, I was go to my indicator list. I go to my support and resistance indicator right here.
Hmm.
So my green and blue was set to the 4 hour now, but since you're trading the 4 hour, it can't be in the 4 hour no more. So you're gonna go to inputs, go to max time frame. You're gonna change this to the daily. See that?
Okay.
All right. And now for this support and resistance, because I added twice to the indicator, right? You open this one up, you go to inputs again, max
Hmm.
time. You see how this is on the daily?
Yeah.
You're gonna change that one weekly.
Weekly. Okay.
Bam. There you go. See that?
Uh-huh. And that's it.
Now, looking at the weekly, this is a beautiful possible setup to take for the upside on the 4 hour time frame.
Wow.
Beautiful. Let's see.
Huh. Well,
And
you could swing with that, couldn't you?
yeah, this is your swing trading. This is your swing right here. This is
You know,
you.
hey, you know what?
This
Uh,
is your you. In order for you to, or for anybody to be a swing trader, they would have to trade the minimum, the 4 hour time frame and above.
uh-huh.
So this will be your time frame. I just changed the settings to match it. So now these support and resistance dots, these yellow ones, is now representing for the week. And these dots, the green and blue, is representing the day. And you're trading the 4 hour. So let's say, hold on, let's see what's going on. So now you're gonna do the same exact thing I explained to you, but now your high time frame that you're gonna check is the daily. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. And then for early entry, you want to go in on the early entry on the hour.
Okay. So
So
that
you
on
always
the 1 hour is where you enter the trade.
on the 1 hour, if you want an early entry, you want
Uh-huh.
to enter the trade on the 1 hour.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying? And the so whatever time frame you're trading,
Mhm.
you're gonna check one time frame higher than that, one time frame lower than that for entry.
Okay.
Always one time frame higher and one time frame lower from your current time frame.
Okay.
So 4 hour time frame, you're gonna check the daily time frame for direction, and then you're gonna go on the hour time frame if you want to get in for early entry. Some people may just stay in the hour time frame and just enter on the hour. I mean, some people enter on the 4 hour just to get on the 4 hour. They don't really matter about the early entry, but some people they like to get in earlier. So if you want to get a little bit earlier, you just jump down to the 1 hour and you wait for those confirmations and then boom, get on trade. And then you jump back to the 4 hour just to monitor it. That's it.
Okay. So what is the advantage of an early entry?
Well, for the advantage for early entry, you're possibly going to get more pips. more
Okay.
money, you know. So you'll have more of an opportunity. So what time frame on?
Okay. Now, if you're swinging, you really wouldn't have to use a trailing stop, would you?
If you're swinging, I mean, honestly, well, I mean, for every 4 hour candle, I mean, you don't have to if you really don't want to, since it's the 4 hour time frame, and it'll take 4 hours for each candle to develop. But um, I'd say still use it only because you always want to protect yourself.
Hmm.
You always want to protect your profits every time, whether it's the 4 hour, daily, 1 hour, scalping. To me, it doesn't matter because
Okay.
if you have two positions and it breaks to the 13 and you enter the trade right here, just for example, look how many pips is that? Look at that. Look at that. You got 160 pips
Hmm.
off of the 4 hour time frame. And what's your stop loss? You let's see, what is that? So from here to here is 46. So you have to put at 56. So it'll be just above the just above the line. So
Okay.
56 for 160. That's a great risk to reward ratio. That's the trade I'll take any day.
Okay. And then another thing is, okay, should I?
And, and like I said, if you want to set TPs, if you're trading the 4 hour, and I've told this to so a different student, instead of using 20 pips as the TP, I'd say double it. Instead of it being 20, it'd be 40 on the 4 hour.
Okay.
If you so instead of it being the 20 pips in dip, it'll be 40 pips in dip on the 4 hour because it's a much higher time frame and
Uh-huh.
it's much easier to get pips. So you want to make it count. So even if you did the 40, I mean it's not much of a move. See,
Hmm.
get it right here. And if you want to set TP like permanent TP goals, your TP would be these.
Okay.
These would be your TPs. They're the most recent. And as you can see, it clearly took it out. As you can see, see. So if you held this, and let's say you are working, you took this trade, and let's say you just kind of check when the day's over to see where it's at. Let's say let's say you kind of missed the exit. Let's say it came back up here and you just missed just pulling out because you saw the green dots and your TP was here. Well, what's the rule of thumb I told you? As long as you have what?
You set your stop loss above the resistance dots.
Yeah, but what did I say about these specific dots right here that I'm showing you?
The yellow dots.
Uh-huh. As long and this is not representing the weekly because you're gonna be
Okay.
trading the 4 hour.
Okay. The 4 hour.
Yeah. So
Okay.
the yellow dots is the weekly, the green and the blue dots is the daily
Okay.
because you're trading the 4 hour. So these will be your daily now, and the yellow dots will be your weekly. So now for you, as long as you see these yellow weekly dots, and let's say you miss getting out, well, if you want to hold it, you can hold it because high percentage of the time it respects these yellow dots. And as you can see, it went up and it never even got close. It got up to here. Once you see the blue dots come again, you know you're safe.
Okay.
And then you can hold that bad boy and look, boom, it hit your TP. It hit both of these TPs right here, clearly. So one position, like I said, will be the closest TP, which will be this, and that's 200 and ooh, that's a nice one, 205 pips, 8 pips right there. And then your other position, you want to set a trail stop. So once it hits your TP, once one of your first position hits the TP, your other position will then, like I said, jump to here to break even, and then it's gonna follow price behind this many pips, 200 pips. So as price is moving, let me. So as price is about here, as price is moving down like this, your stop loss would have jumped here to break even, and then it would have been following like this. So price will be here, your other position will be following suit up here. Now, the minute you start seeing this, you got your big arrow and you see the yellow dots forming, you know, okay, I don't really need to hold this trade anymore. You can pull out off of your other position of the trade if you want to.
Okay.
And that's it. I mean, I always open two positions. My TP position will always be my highest position, my highest lot size. My trailing one will always be the lowest one because let's say my other position is trailing and for some reason the market decided to turn against me, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, for one, you have nothing to worry about because once it hits your TP, your trail stop would have moved to where you entered and where you entered in price from the beginning. So you would have broken even if just price just for some reason the shop went against you. So you've already protected your first position of the 205 pips because your second position jumped to here. Your trail stop jumped here. So
Okay.
you would have got out at, I don't know, if you, what, you would have lost 13 cents, 15, 50 cents maybe, a dollar if it was a 30, if it was a, if it's 50-cent lot size, 20 cents. Okay, so if it's 20 cents for the other one, yeah, you would have lost maybe what, a dollar, dollar 50. But you've protected. You clearly would have made like 50, maybe 60, $70 off of that 30-cent lot size. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you'll be always protected all the time when prices go away. To me, this is the most efficient way of protecting yourself without having to look at the screen and be on the screen all day.
Okay.
And then,
So
yeah, go
so
ahead.
so if okay, if you uh no matter whether you got a bearish move or a bullish move,
Mm-hmm.
you can let it you can let it flow all day.
Yeah, as long as you have the as long as you have the confirmations, as long as you got this and you have it um on the higher time frame, which is your daily, and as long as it broke the 13 and your MACD matches and you enter the trade and you set your stop loss and at least one of the positions you set your TP,
Mm-hmm.
let that bad boy run.
Oh, okay.
You can
Okay.
let it
Okay.
run. If
That's how Uncle Pete does.
you can let it run if you want. It's up to
Okay.
you. Because yeah, I know Uncle Pete does it like that too. Sometimes though, what I do, because I have two accounts. I have two
Okay.
accounts. I have the $50 account that Janice told me to try to do, and I actually thank Janice for that because it really disciplined me to take good quality trades.
Mm-hmm.
So I have the $50 account, and I use the spreadsheet. I use the aggressive spreadsheet for the $50 account. And then for my more higher account, which was $250, I use the conservative spreadsheet because that's my main money.
Okay.
So so for the aggressive spreadsheet, I use the $50 account. And with the $50 account, I'll pretty much do 23 pips in dip or one to one, depending on what I see.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll, well, let me see right now. So I open two positions. One of them will be 20 pips and dip, and then the other one I'll let it run. But the trail stop will follow behind 20 pips. So if it ends up reversing on me and takes me out, I'm okay with that because already won. I'm in profit. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if the trail stop follows, and let's say, okay, the trail stop here because now price is reversing, and you see price reversing, your trail stop is here. Clearly, this wick done took you out. Well, that's fine because I entered here, so I won maybe a couple of extra bucks on top of the 20 pips that I've won. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And then now I said, okay, well, I'll just wait for now for the reentry. Here's my reentry right here. And I do the same thing again. And I'll re-enter here. And now this time, now because I've got maybe a combined of possibly 30 pips because my other position got taken out. So maybe I would combine a 30 pip. Maybe that 30 pips now has taken me in a position where now I can increase my lot size and enter the same pair, same trade, enter here again and get this long shot down, but
Mm-hmm.
on a higher lot size now. I'm not in the same lot size holding this trade. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when one person can enter here and hold this bad boy until it gets to here, they'll be at 50 cent lot size. Or on the meantime, you on the other hand, you would have gone out here or here, wherever you catch it, re-enter here. Now, instead of you being on a 50 cent lot size, now you're probably on a 70 cent lot size.
Mm.
And now you're on the same trade as the other person, but they're still on the 50 because they decide to hold it while you got out here, re-enter here, and now that same run that you just re-entered with the guy, now you're making more money than he is.
Okay.
You see how I think? You see my methodology here?
Yeah. Yeah.
So so these are just ways to safely but surely grow your account fast while still having risk management, while still following the rules of engagement, and be um and it's a way to protect the profits that you already gained. So
Okay.
so the the best thing to do is, well, like I said, you can, if let's like, so for you, for instance, if you're working and if you catch this and it hasn't hit your TP yet, I mean that's fine. You can decide to get out the trade, or if you want to hold it, you can hold. That's up to you. I'll leave that up to you. But me, what I do, if if I got if it doesn't hit my 101 and the dots came on early, I'll just get out the trade and wait for the next setup, and then re-enter and take that down.
Okay. Would you
So
enter? Would you enter in the morning, or would you enter in the evening?
I enter anytime when the opportunity comes. Doesn't matter if it's morning. I don't care if it's Tokyo, Sydney, London, New York. Honestly, it didn't matter. It doesn't matter. I've entered on every different time frame known to man. And by far, this strategy has been working for me regardless of the time frame.
Okay.
Why? Because I follow the rules. So even if the news hit, let's say you're already in the trade and news is about to come. One, I mean, the news is about to come, and guess what? Well, if you hit your TP already, well, your other position will then move up to break even, and it'll start trailing like this. And then if news hits, and if the news what forces it to push it against you, well, that's okay. You already won the trade. You're already good.
Okay.
if news came, and let's say you took this trade, and let's say news about to come, and you see these evidence that show up, and you see, uh-oh, and you look at the FX choice or whatever it is, FX news, and you see all the time it's like 10 minutes away from news, hitting for that pair. And let's say that showed up at the time. Well, what do? Just get out the trade to avoid the news.
Mm-hmm.
Get out the trade. And then once news passes, just wait for the next setup and boom, retake it. That's a way to protect yourself.
Okay.
So there's so many different scenarios that I'm giving away to to do proper risk management, set proper take profits and stop losses, and how to protect your earnings once one of your positions has hit its TP goal. Because the idea is to try to hit the home run. The idea is you're trying to hit the home run, but if you didn't hit the home run and you got a double or a triple or even a single, you're okay with that because your double, your single, your double, your triple is your TP. Where you're trying to hit the home run is your other position where it's trailing.
Okay.
So while it's trailing, it's already protecting the profits that you already made on your other position. So even if it does turn south on you and you didn't get the home run, well, that's okay. You still won the trade. But when you start to see this go down and your trail stop is following the price, well, if you see this and you got the yellow dots, then you're like, oh, okay, so now I can really get out. Now I can get out and clean my this will be your home run.
Okay, well, what about those green dots above that there?
What, these?
No,
Here?
yeah.
These, well, if you enter here and you see these green dots here, this would be the time that if you catch it, to exit.
Okay.
If you catch it. If you see this and even though it sometimes may work, I advise people not to do it only because if you see this and this, but you see this, don't ever take this going against the trade. You never want to take this against this, especially when you have this.
Okay.
If you have the combination of this, and then the weekly dots, the yellow dots, you don't want to take the chance of trading against the trend. You leave this alone. This is only to exit. This will be your re-entry. This will then be it's telling you, okay, it's safe to take it back down again. But
okay, so when that green candle reaches the those green dots, is that where I want to get out?
Right here? Yeah.
Right
so if you see the first green dot right here, right? If you see this and this is your candle, that's where you want to get out.
Okay. And that'd be my what 40 pips?
That would be if you entered here. Well, your 40 pips will be well before that. See?
Okay. Oh, yeah, not too far.
Yeah, see? If you exit the green, you'll get much more.
Oh man.
Yeah.
But that's the thing though.
Yeah.
You never know where price is going.
Yeah, see? So but the indication where price is going if you go to the higher time frame.
Oh, okay.
The higher time frame is going to tell you where price is going. That's why I say you always want to check your higher time frame. If you got your arrow, that means it's trying to go down. And as long as you got the yellow dots to support that on the weekly, that means the weekly time frame, it's telling you, okay, overall, it's gonna go down.
Okay.
All right. You don't have to go to the actual weekly time frame to check the arrow, because then that's just gonna confuse you. And you're like, well, then this one's saying down, but this one's saying up. That's why I scratch all that. I just check one time frame higher to see the overall direction, and then the one time frame lower just to get in for early entry if you want to get in for early entry.
Okay.
Other than that, I don't check the 15. I don't check the 5. I don't check, well, for me, because I trade the hour. If I'm trading the hour, I can care less about the 15, the 5, the 1. I can care less about the daily, the weekly, or the monthly. I don't check those. I
Okay.
remove those. For me, I trade the hour. I'm only focused on 34. That's it. These three.
Hmm.
I can care less about the rest. For you, you're gonna be trading the 4 hour, right?
Right.
All right. Well, the only thing you should be paying attention to, daily, hour. That's it.
Daily, hour.
Daily,
Enter on the hour.
yes. In the hour for early entry, daily for the overall direction where it's going.
Okay.
That's
Now,
it.
when you enter on the hour, do you
Hmm.
leave? Okay. Do you leave it on the hour, or do you
I jump right back to the 4.
go? Okay. That's what I wanted to know.
Jump right back to the 4. The minute you
Okay.
enter on the
Enter.
4,
Okay. Enter on the hour and jump back to the 4.
yep,
Okay.
4 hour is where you're monitoring your trades, because that is the time frame that you trade.
Okay. And I probably need to change the color of my dots.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, the way to do that, indicator list.
Indicators list.
All right, you go to support and resistance. The super easy SR. Click
Uh-huh.
on that. Go to colors right here.
Yeah.
Click on that. It's 6 and 7.
6 and 7. Okay.
Yep. So I changed. So this. So for you, this is the daily.
Okay.
So
Now,
so
if you
whatever
start,
color. So basically, number 6 is your support. Number 7 is your resistance dots.
okay.
So 6 is support, 7 is resistance. So whatever color you want your support or resistance to be, this will be it. So
Okay.
whatever color you want support to be, 6 is that. That's your support.
Okay.
Whatever color you want to represent the resistance dots, 7 is for the resistance.
Okay.
All right. And then now for the weekly, I tap on this one because I've entered the indicator twice. So on the weekly, open this up. I just kept both of them the same color, just so that I don't confuse myself with so many different colors. I keep it the same. Now, if you want to have different colors, if you think you can handle that, that's up to you.
Mm-hmm.
But if you wanted to make it a more easy and clear, whatever color that you feel comfortable, you just make these two the same for the weekly, because then you'll know, okay. Because
Okay.
I mean, you can tell. I mean, if you see the dots on the below price, you know that's resistance. If you see dots above the candles, you know that's. I mean, if you see dots under the candles, you know that's support. If you
Mm-hmm.
see the dots above the candles, you know that's resistance
Right.
with the same color. I just use these different colors so I know when to enter, when to exit, and these colors just supports. This color just supports my arrows, so I know, okay, I can get in here again. Okay, this that is not coincide with this. Okay, get out the trade. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And these, I pulled as the yellow. This is gonna represent as my overall trend on the even higher time frame, on the weekly time frame. So on the weekly it's going down, but on the daily, this is your daily. So the daily, every time you see this arrow, And this, obviously, you just enter here, out. You see this, you enter here again, out. All right. Oh, this is perfect right here. Ooh, man, this is a move. Ooh, wee. Damn. This is
Yeah,
perfect example. See
yeah, I
this?
see what you're saying. I see what you're saying.
See? Enter
It
here,
it
exit.
flows.
Enter
It
here.
does flow.
Yeah. Enter here. This is all you. This is why I love all USD. Enter here. Look, exit. Why? Why? Because look, your yellow dots are saying it's going overall. It's going up on the weekly, right?
Yeah.
Enter here once it breaks the 13. You got the MACD to match. Exit. Enter. Exit. Enter. Ooh, that's a big move. Enter. Exit. Enter. Exit. Enter. See? Exit. That's all you doing. Enter. Exit. Until bam. And then you see this. That's when you know, okay, the overall direction of the trend is changing.
Mm-hmm.
All right. But to even be a bit more accurate, you just go to the daily time frame just to make sure that you get the arrow. You understand what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
if the 4 arrow shows this, but the daily doesn't show it, it's not ready yet. It's not ready. Do not take the trade. Do not take the trade. If you got your arrow on your 4 arrow, but you do not see it on the daily, do not take the trade. It's not ready yet.
Okay.
All right. And if anything, you can look for a different pair to trade that is ready. If that one's not ready. And for you, I say you should focus on 3 pairs. I want you to focus on 3 pairs. You can choose all USD as one of your pairs. That's fine. I feel like for you, all USD it will be very easy. It's nice and calm. It moves nice and smoothly. So I already give you 1 pair. So you just gotta find 2 other pairs that you feel that kind of just flows with that moving average. Just flows. You
Okay.
understand? You don't see no erratic, you know, like Uncle P says, the catch scratch.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
don't see catch scratch at all. See that? Nice
Uh-huh.
and clean. Nice. Look at that. Barely any. Nice and clean. Look at this. Oh,
Yeah.
I love this pair.
You know what? I'll those other 2 pairs. I think I'll go back and check on P out uh, because of the pairs that he uses.
Yeah.
Because
I think,
because he is a swinger.
yeah. I think the ones that he used, one of them is which I use too, is GBP JPY. He calls that the dragon.
Hmm.
That's one of his pairs. And the other one that I use that he actually uses too, which you can test out is Euro NZD.
Okay.
Those are his pairs. I know that for a fact.
Euro
GBP JPY
NZD
and Euro NZD.
and GBP JPY.
Uh-huh. And Euro NZD.
Euro
He
NZD.
loves those pairs. He loves euros.
Okay.
Yeah,
You know what?
those are the pairs that I trade, and I have backup pairs just in case I see no setup on those pairs. So like
Mhm.
those 3 are like my main pairs, and then I have backup pairs for those 3 pairs just in case I don't see anything or I'm not comfortable with anything. But for you, I want you to just focus on 3 pairs,
3 pairs.
just 3 pairs. That's it. I want to see, and the reason why I chose 3, I want to see how disciplined you really are. And how am I gonna know how disciplined you really are? There's gonna be a spreadsheet that I'm gonna try to send you, but for some reason I try to send it to other people, and I think it's because I got this new Windows 10 operating system. Everything now is based on cloud-based now, which I
Hmm.
kind of don't like. Um, so I'm gonna try to send it to you. If it doesn't work, I will lead you to the YouTuber that I got it from, and the spreadsheet is free,
Okay.
free spreadsheet, and I love this spreadsheet because it will literally tell me exactly. I can literally put down which pair I took, how many trades I took, the date that I took them, how many wins for the trade, how many losses, how many wins for the buy, how many wins for the sell. It gets that detailed. And then it will show me a percentage of my winning rate for those trades.
Okay.
So that will let me know how you are doing when you put that information down.
Okay.
And then I want you to jot them down, and I want you to send them to me every Friday. That is your goal. So you're gonna have me for a month, like all my other students. You're gonna have me for a month to ask me any questions. If there's something that you didn't understand, or a trade that you take and maybe you lost or something happened, and that we can kind of try to go over it together, or I can give you some pointers. So you have a month with me of having a, kind of one-on-one session or just a quick elaboration of a certain pair. Um, and so I can guide you. So basically, I'm basically gonna be holding your hand for a month to see how
Okay.
you do. And this is what I've been doing with my previous students, and they've been having a lot of success. Um,
Okay.
so the spreadsheet I'm going to show you. Let me see. Let me share the screen. Where is it? This one right here.
Okay.
See the screen? See
Uh-huh.
you see how it's set up? See this percentage right here?
Yeah. Yeah.
This is on my $50 account. I started. I had 50, and then I lost it because, well, I didn't lose the whole thing. I had $50. It went up to about, I got it up to, I think 70 or 75. And then one trade I took, I lost, but it hit me hard
Mm.
because my stop loss at the time, it was above the um, sell zone. When I was using Gen strategy, it was above the sell zone. I was trying to catch the 20 pips in depth. And that one loss wiped out almost all my wins that I had,
Man.
if not all of it, actually. Because I dropped down to 30 $30. So
Man.
I was like, okay, this is not going to work. So I had to figure out a way to retweak it or find better stop loss positions so that if I end up losing that trade, it won't be that drastic.
Yeah.
Um, and so ever since I figured it out and backed us, and that's what I was showing you. Um, you use those dots to use stop loss, or actually, you know what? Hold on, let me show back that screen. Let me show you something. Or another thing I would show them to use as a stop loss. It's a little bit more riskier, but if you follow the rules of engagement, it could work. Um, you could use also the 13 moving average as your stop loss. So
Hmm.
if you enter the trade here, and as long as you got your MACD to support the move, because you need the momentum, you're trying to avoid as much drawdown as possible. So if you took it here and your moving average is here, and let's say you put 10 pips space from there, so it'll be, oops, it'll be here. So if you enter with the momentum, as you can see, it never came back up. It just really shot down here. See that?
Yeah.
So that's another reason why you want to pick pairs that respects the moving average nicely. because you can also use the moving average as a potential stop loss.
Hmm.
Yeah. So if you see price respecting it, you can use it as a stop loss. Will it work all the time? No. But is it doable? Yes. So the moving average is a little bit more riskier of a stop loss, but it is still effective. But the safest one, the safest stop loss is this here or here. These dots are the safest ones to take.
Okay.
Are the safest ones. So for me, what I use the dots. I don't use the moving average. I use the dots. But the moving average can work, but you have to make sure that the blue line is under the red, and this is showing volume, momentum, volatility. If you don't have those, do not put this as a stop loss. Use this as a stop loss. So this is just a way of me giving people different, stop losses. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Potentially put. Obviously, the most safest one would be above the sell zone, which clearly the dots would be the sell zone. This would be the sell zone, clearly. The box would be around here. But you will not see these dots because the sell zone will be hovering over these dots. You're not going to see it.
Mm-hmm.
So for the initial move, yes, above the sell zone will be a perfect place to put it for the initial move. But for re-entries, you do not want to put it up here. You want to put it above this one.
Mm-hmm.
For re-entries, here's the safe one. Because if for some reason the market does shoot up on you against you and take you out, well, that's okay. If your entry was here, and then let's say you came, let's say it broke past here. Well, all right, let me see. Stop loss is 49. So your stop loss will be 59. So instead of you instead of instead you will lose 59 pips. You will lose 59 pips instead of losing this many pips.
Mm.
See that? See the
Yeah.
big difference?
So about 127.
Yes, that's double than what over here. So if for whatever reason, news, NFP, whatever the reason may be, if the market just ends up going against you, you're not going to lose that much because it's tight. Versus all the way up here, if the market is shooting up and you didn't catch it, well, guess what? You would have lost half of what you earned, if not most.
Mm.
The stop loss was here and not here. Because at least with here, you minimize your losses, but you maximize your gains. That
Okay.
is the goal, to minimize the losses, but maximize the gains. See? With a stop loss here, look, you've maximized your gains right here. You easily would have got 200 about 80 pips. If it went against you, you'd only lost 69 pips. That's nothing if you won this many pips. See what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's a good risk to reward ratio. But here, 140 pips, we don't know if you're going to get this. We have no idea if it's going to go this down. We're just going based off of the past, which is here and here and recently here. And this is only 3 indicators you can go off of. So that's why it's best to put it above the most recent one, which is this one. You protecting yourself.
Mm-hmm.
For the initial move, yes. For the initial move, the initial arrow here, yes. This will be a good stop loss. After that, the re-entries, no. You don't want to put up. You want to put it up here.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much about it for the trading portion of it. I mean, do you have any other questions or concerns that you may have in terms of this trading methodology?
Well, I'm just the main thing other than the trading aspect is again the spreadsheet.
Yeah, this spreadsheet right here, can you see my screen?
I do.
Okay, this spreadsheet right here will keep you really disciplined because if you jot down the dates that you took them, because this is a, yeah. So you start from here, you put in the date, the total risk of the day. See, this is really hard to tell, and it could depend on, it goes day by day because every trade is always a different scenario. It's never the exact same trade all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So I just leave this alone. I just keep this at 50. What I really want you to focus on, put in the date, the pair that you trade, 2% risk. Yes, you don't want to risk no more than 2%. And
Okay.
I'll give you the spreadsheet for that one too. But you want to keep this at 2%. You do not want to risk no more than 2%.
Okay.
You're gonna put the number of buys here that you took in for this particular player. You put it here. The number of sell positions that you took for this pair for this specific day. You're gonna put the total number of trades you took in for this particular pair for this particular day.
Mm-hmm.
And then here, you're gonna put how much money you made with those trades with this specific pair. You're gonna put your starting balance here, $30, which is mine. All right. And if every time you put how much you made for each pair, as you can see the consistency?
Yeah.
All right. See, I only trade 3 pairs.
Mm-hmm.
This is my main pair. The other 2 pairs I wasn't too comfortable with, so I went with NZD, CAD, and CAD Pratt as my backup pairs. And this has been consistent. So, and here's 1 euro NZD right here. I felt comfortable with this one, so I took it. So these are the profits that I made on my 50. Well, it was my 50, but I started at 30 because I retweaked everything, and now I'm close to $50 again, as you can see. I'm at 43.76. So you enter your profits here, and it will automatically um, put your total here. You don't have to do anything here. Once you put your starting balance here and you put how much you made here, it's automatically going to add it up for you here.
Yeah.
All right. And then here, scroll over, you're going to put here how many wins you have on the buy, how many wins you had on the sell. You're going to put the total number of trades here, and you're going to put the total number of wins and losses here. And then this will calculate exactly your percentage winning ratio over the days to come. So within a month of you trading my trading methodology, you should have at least, if you follow all the rules of engagement and you did everything that you're supposed to be doing, you should have at least a minimum of a 70% winning rate. Minimum.
Okay.
Minimum. All right. And then over here, you put the number of buys here. Again, you do the same thing in here. The number of sells you took here. And then you put here the total number of trades you took all together. And when you do this, it will also show you.
Is okay. A number of buys and sells is on a weekly basis.
The number of buys and sells is on a daily basis.
Daily basis. Okay.
Yes. Hold on. Yeah, the number of buys and sell is you're doing it because you're doing it. You're putting it each day. So it's September 22nd. This is a specific pair you trade. You put how many buys positions you took for on USD. You pick how many sell positions you took for on USD, 1-on-1, and then you put the total amount, the total number of positions here, and then the total amount that you took in those positions for on USD. So if it's 3 trades or positions for on USD, you want to put the total here, and then you just put whether it's buy or sell here. And then you add the total of the 3 positions and you put it here.
Okay.
And then it'll calculate everything here. So this is for each day. So September 18, NZD CAD. I took 1 position for the sell. Number of trades is 1. Obviously, it's just 1 position. So my total profit for that position, $3.32. And you see it adds up on its own. 37.1.
Yeah.
This one I got out early because I saw something. I was like, I'm not comfortable. So I got 66 cents, 36 cents, 67.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing here, Euro NZD. Felt really comfortable here. Got $3.71, made $41.38. See what? So you just add the total here, but it'll add up everything here. And you just see 43, 43, 43, 43 only because I haven't taken any other trades yet. So it's staying at 43.
Okay.
And then when you put these information here, this is your bar chart right here. So for the 5 trades I've taken from $30, I'm close to 45, as you can see.
Mm-hmm.
So this will show you also how well you're doing. This will give me an indication too of how well you're doing. And this chart right here is just telling you how many number of sells and how many number of buys you took in here.
Okay.
See if I can. Yeah, see that? How many win buys you got here and how many win sells here. So I'll show you that right here. So I love this spreadsheet this guy has made, because it lets me know what's going on and it'll give me an idea. Okay, there's something I'm doing wrong. Let me just kind of see where I'm going wrong with, and it allows me to discipline myself to kind of check what I did wrong. And I'm catching myself that okay, I'm starting to see that I'm losing. So that means I know I'm doing something wrong. So this spreadsheet I will send you. All right.
Okay.
Another spread. Now these are the 2 spreadsheets I was telling you about. This is a 20 pip index spreadsheet. This is the one I'm following from my what used to be $50 account. It's $30, but now it's 43 and change, $44. This is the one I follow for that account. You see how aggressive it is? See the lot size? See the trades? See how quick? You see how quickly you're gonna be growing your account?
Oh yeah.
See? Yeah, this spreadsheet will truly force you to be disciplined.
Yeah.
I mean disciplined, because you know if you lose, shoot, you could come from 80-cent lot size to 50, depending on where your stop loss is, which is why with this particular spreadsheet, I'm using the $50 account and I'm only going for 20 pips and dip. And I'm using that, the most recent resistance or support, that as my stop loss.
Yeah.
Because if I lose, I know it's not going to be a big loss and I'm not going to take a drastic hit. I took a drastic hit, and I actually posted that up on the Facebook Trading Made Easy group. And I said, okay, I'm done with trade 2. Trade 2 complete. I'm up to here. Okay, I completed this one. Now I'm up to here. I kept everyone informed where I'm at. I think I was up to here. I was up to here, $78. This was my lot size. The next trade I took I was all the way back to below 50 because my stop loss was above the sell zone. That was a huge learning lesson for me. I said that's not gonna work. That is not gonna work. So those support and resistance dots is the most keyest, safest, and most efficient way to put a stop loss. Now you can change and mind you, this is super conservative. So you can change this. This is super conservative. So you can only imagine what conservative is moderate, aggressive, and super aggressive is. I don't even change this. I just change it just to see how it look. So if I change the conservative, look how quickly. Look at that.
Look at that.
Yeah. Okay, that's conservative. Now if I turn it to moderate, look at that.
Hmm,
Look how quickly it jumping lot sizes.
man.
This is for the $50 account though. I don't use this spreadsheet for my main money, my high money. Mm-mm, mm-mm. So if I end up do losing the 50, I'm okay with that. It doesn't hurt me because it's just $50.
Hey, you know what?
So
That's something I found out about. You might want to look into. You might want to check out. Decentralized hedge fund. You ever heard of it?
yeah, I heard of it.
Yeah. Well, I'm just more or less researching it right now to
Okay.
and giving it some time. Some other people that I saw on YouTube, are really pushing it.
Mm-hmm.
You earn 10% in between 8, 10, maybe sometime it fluctuates between 8, 10, and 15% per month,
Uh-huh.
and depending on what, of course, what you deposit. And the only drawback is that whenever you get ready to withdraw any amount of that money, they charge you 10%.
Okay.
But
Okay.
your money grows, it grows. Of course, the more you put in, say like if you put in uh $1,000,
Mm-hmm.
then uh if 10%, of course, is going to be $100 a month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've heard of it. I mean, I'll take a look at it. I've heard about it. I didn't know too much about it, but I could definitely take a look at it
Yeah.
and see how that goes. Um, so yeah, so this is the spreadsheet I use for my $50 account.
Wow.
Um, now what I use for my main money, this is the spreadsheet I use.
Mhm.
This right here. You put your beginning balance here. See, 2% risk, daily growth, 2% risk, 2%. This you don't change. You don't want to risk no more than 2% of your money.
Okay.
This is your TP goal. Obviously, this is a 20 pips in depth. For you, it's gonna be 40 pips and more. So I would change, just for example's sake, I would change this to 40. This is your lot size.
Okay.
This is what you follow. So depending on how much you're starting with, this is the column you want to follow.
Okay.
Um,
I'm already set at 0.01.
okay. Now, how much money do you have on your demo account, or what did you start off with your demo?
Well, I need to go back and reset the amount on my demo account. I just got the fort. I think it's 49,000 something uh, on my demo account. I didn't really change it, but now on my live account I got $100.
Okay.
I think the the most logical thing for me to do is go back and change to a realistic amount on my demo account.
Yeah. I mean, if you can, that'd be great. My only concern is though, um, would you be able to change the amount of the 49,000 to the realistic amount, or do you have to create another account?
I'm not I'm not really sure
I know.
because I think Doreen mentioned that. I saw Doreen give somebody that advice, on within the group.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, Doreen was giving somebody that advice. Said go back and to to make. She said while you're on your demo account, it will discipline you to stay within that realm.
No, no, yeah, I know that, but what I'm saying is, because I don't know if you make another demo account with $100. The reason why I'm asking is your license key for simplicity.
Oh, okay.
That's
Uh,
why I'm asking. Because you can't change the 49,000 to 100. I don't think so. If it's already set, unless that broker is different, I don't know. But for my broker, once I make the demo account for that amount, I can't change it.
But then again, what you can do, rather than try to go back and physically change it, is you can just imaginarily say, okay, I'm out of all of this money. I'm only going to allot myself $100.
Yeah, I mean you can do that. Or
Yeah,
you said you have how much? How much money? I think I have it on here. You did send it to me. Let me see.
yeah, I sent it to you.
You had $49,060.38. So let me see. So let's, for example's sake, I'll change that. I'll put it to exactly that. I'll keep it even. So this will be a lot size.
Okay.
This will be a lot size with that balance. Okay. So since it is demo, since it is demo, you can use this balance, even though it's not realistic. But honestly, this would be great for you only because this will really, really let me know how disciplined you really can be with handling this kind of money in the market on demo. So
Okay.
honestly, yeah, you can keep it and it's demo. So it's not like you're losing real money, but it will discipline you to see how you can handle this kind of money following the trading methodology. So on demo, I want you to change your lot size to this. And what I want you to do when you enter two positions, make sure you do the math. So, um, so let's say that's nice 2.45. Okay. So if you're entering two positions, your lot size will be 1.225, but obviously you can't put a 5. So what you would do, you would put the 1.23 as your higher for your TP goal for one of your positions. You put that as your higher lot size, and the one that you want to trail your second position, you want to put it at 1.22.
Okay.
You see what I did there?
Okay. 1.22 and 1 point.
So let me
Uh,
see. Hold on. Let me see. 1 point plus. Yeah. Okay. So my math is right. All right. So yeah. So your first position that you want to set your TP on will be 1.23.
okay.
So that means that's $12.30. Yes, that's $12.30 per pip. And then your other position will be 1.22. So
Okay.
that's $12.20.
Yeah.
Yes. And then if you add those two up together, that will equal 2.45. it will equal this. So you never went over your the amount of losses that you should be. You never went above this 2%. Because you can enter even three positions, but you just do 2.45 divided by three, and it will tell you your lot size per position.
Okay.
So that's all you do. If you want to open up four positions, you do 2.45 divided by four, whatever number it is. That is the lot size that you need to have each position. But I
Okay.
stick with just two positions because it's easier, it's less stressful, and I just do the math on one position being the higher lot size, and my other positions, which now be the trailing one, will be the lower lot size. Only because if anything goes wrong and it goes left on me, even if I lose, I still be protected, and I won't lose as much because the other position was lower than my than the other position. So
Well, I'm gonna have to practice that to kind of.
yeah, yeah, it sounds complicated, but it's really not. It's really not complicated at all. It's just because there's a lot I'm giving you, and
Uh-huh.
you're just trying to grasp everything. So, but it's really not difficult because I've been doing it. I've been doing it. It's like this to me. But
Well, just like we got an old saying in the South, right now it's about as clear as muddy water.
oh man, that's a good one. Good one. But yeah, you'll do fine. It's really not. I just want you to I'm giving you every scenario, every way to protect your money, protect
Okay.
your assets.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, write it down. This will be just as an example sake, so you'll know once once you grow your account and you reach to here, if your ending balance is this, then you know your lot size is this. Now, so you gotta make sure where you're at once you're done with your trades.
Okay.
So if you and I cannot wait till I reach to this type of money. Woo, I can't
Mm.
wait. But see,
I
so
want to do what Janice always talks about. Talks about doing. To me, she
hmm
said, "Go to work with money in your pocket."
yeah, yeah, and that's where I want to get at.
Mm-hmm.
As you can see, it starts growing pretty fast when you get this kind of money. I mean, look,
Mm-hmm.
look at this.
Oh man.
Yeah, it grows real fast. Once you start getting into the four digit, the four figure, 5 figure earner,
Mm-hmm.
this money will start to grow really fast. Your lot size will start jumping dramatically. See that?
Yeah. Yeah.
So as long as you follow the spreadsheet to the T, you will not lose your money, all your money. As long as you follow the spreadsheet to the T, as long as you put your stop loss consistently where it's supposed to be, you will always be profitable. If you follow the rules of engagement, you're gonna always be profitable. Doesn't matter the losses that you take because all the wins that you get is gonna take away those losses anyway. So that's why I love this spreadsheet too. It just gives me. I mean, look, this
Yeah.
is for this is for 1 year.
Man.
If you started off with that type of balance, this is for 1 year.
Well, that takes care of my 14 months,
I know.
and
And
then some.
this amount right here, you take once you finish this spreadsheet and you reach to the end, and this is the amount 291,570. Once you get that, you then want to just go back up to the beginning and then change it. Where's my cursor? Okay, so 291,570. and you change it here. So 291.0. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Look at that.
Oh man.
See? Now you're at the
Oh,
big leagues. And your lot size is growing drastically. See?
yeah.
This is your column. You don't pay attention to this. This is not you. This is you.
Oh man. That would be now. That's nice.
Look at that. Now this is your second year of trading. Look.
You know what I would love to be able to do
See
someday?
this?
Yeah.
That's only in a year and a half
Oh man.
you get to this.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and honestly, it is feasible. I mean, you can anybody can do this. It's just that you gotta take your time and you just gotta follow the rules of
Yeah.
engagement and do proper risk management. You do that, you're gonna get there. That's why I'm not worried. That's why you see the consistency of my results and the trades that I put on the group chat on Facebook, because I realize where I can get. I just need to figure out what works for me. I figure out what works for me now. So now, regardless if I have 10 trades this week, one trade this week, 5 trades this week, it doesn't matter because I know I'm eventually gonna get to this.
Yeah.
3 year goal to get this. I'm cool with that. I can wait that. I can wait 3 years to get to this. This is not 2 or 3 years. In
Yeah.
2 3 years, doctorates, surgeons, they don't make this kind of money.
That's true. But you got more time ahead of you than I do.
I used to, not anymore. I work. I'm back to work. So
I'm talking about years.
well, yeah, you're still young. 2 3 years.
I'm 66.
God bless you, man. You still got time. You still got time. 66, you still got time. 2 3 years, you can get this if you follow the rules and you're patient and disciplined, you can get there.
Yeah.
Definitely.
It's taking me this long to learn patience.
Yeah, I know. It took me 3 years to really say, okay, I got it. It took me 3 years to actually say I got it. Like I get it now. Some people I've heard some people I heard it took them. Some people take 5. Some people, one person I know told me it took him like 10 years. 10 years? I'm like, 10 years? It took you that long? But, I mean, this person kind of, this person just kind of, I mean, you can tell this person wasn't disciplined, and it's kind of, this person has this kind of gambling mentality.
Oh.
Yeah, and that's why this person is taking so long to grasp it, because once that person feel like they got it, they just put too much of a high lot size, and then all of a sudden they blow their account.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, clearly you don't got it because you're not practicing proper risk management, and you having this gamble mentality. And then you're getting mad that you keep blowing your account. Yeah, because you keep putting such a high lot size when your account can't support it.
And you can't gamble with this thing.
And you can't gamble with this thing. But this person is gambling. Honestly, it really shouldn't take people 10 years to do this. It really shouldn't. But because of that, that's something that person needs to take a really good look at themselves and work on that gambling aspect, because if you have that gambling mentality, you're never gonna learn. You're not.
And let me tell you, I've never been a gambler.
Yeah.
I don't even play cards.
Yeah, me neither. I barely go to casino. Like, I only went once, and that was only because a friend of mine wanted to treat me for my birthday to go to casino. So I just played some casino, a little bit of machine, just for fun, and that was it. So, but yeah, I don't gamble either. So, but this is definitely feasible. Once I played around with this, I'm like, oh, I'm ready. I'm ready. So right now, so that's my conservative account. So for me, this is my real money account. I'm at 250. So
Yeah.
I've just been following this on my other account, and then my $50 account, like I showed you. This is the spreadsheet I follow. This is more aggressive.
Yeah.
So so even though I lose the 50, I'm okay with that. I've come to terms with that. And now, since I have a trading strategy that works, I'm very confident that I won't blow the $50 account anymore. I don't have to worry about it. So right now I'm at 40, almost $44. So
Okay.
that's really it. That's it. That's everything.
Okay.
Everything. So any other questions you may have, concerns? I will send these spreadsheets to you. Like I said, if this one specifically I'm having really difficulty with, if I can't send this one to you, then I will send you the exact link to the YouTuber. And he
Okay.
has it in his description box. And I clicked on that and I downloaded it and boom, I got the spreadsheet. So this
Okay.
is a very wonderful spreadsheet. So yeah,
Okay.
so kind of just I guess back test it for now and
Hmm.
just see how it is and you can see it for yourself. And then starting next week Monday, I want you to start using my trading methodology. I want you to start trading.
Okay.
But I want you to watch this video and continue to watch it so you can get a better understanding. And then starting next week Monday, that's when your clock will start for your month with me to
Okay.
help
I,
you with
I,
anything.
I gotta get rid of some of those indicators, like uh,
And I could send you a
the
template,
zones. You know, I get those zones.
the buy and sell zones.
The buy and sell zone.
Yeah, the trend surfer.
Yeah,
I
trend
mean,
surfer.
yeah. But I could send you a spreadsheet if you want. The only issue is you're gonna have to add the simplicity. You're just gonna have to change the settings on the simplicity, and you're gonna have to add the support and resistance dots because for some reason I tried sending the template to two other people, and for some reason it keeps showing just the my candlestick patterns and my moving average, but it didn't show the arrows and the dots, and I'm not too sure why. I'll try to send it to you, and you can let me know.
Okay.
But if not, then I could guide you on the settings.
Okay.
But yeah, that's really about it. I mean, just keep watching this video, and then next week Monday, that's when I want you to actually start trading with
Okay. All right.
my strategy. And
Okay.
then I'll start the clock from there, and then we'll see how you do for the month.
Okay.
You know?
Sounds good.
Um, anything else you may need help with?
I I don't think so.
I think
I don't
so.
think so. I think all of what we talked about and all that you showed me is will be a good boost. Now, at the beginning, I might be a little gun shy,
Mm-hmm.
but I'll get over it.
You'll be good. You'll be good. I know you'll be good. All my other students have been doing great. Um, one of them, I actually even said it at Thursday's training. One of them for the month, they had a 79% winning rate. The other student had a 77% winning rate. Um, the one that I have currently right now, this person is, I think, 2 weeks in right now. They're at 80% winning rate.
Mm.
And then another person who private messaged me, he's not my student, but he private messaged me, he's tested out. He said, man, he said for the week, he even tried the month here, only for the week, and he's already at an 80% winning rate.
Mm.
This thing is amazing. He was shocked. I was like, yeah. So I know it works. I know it works. So that's why I'm not worried.
Okay.
Just follow the rules of engagement, be patient, put the stop loss where it needs to be, take profit, put a trail stop. Um, there is the video that I did on Thursday when Janice told me to share my thing. I showed how to set a trail stop.
Okay. And you also sent me instructions on how to set a trailing stop.
Yeah, and I think there is a video that Uncle P did made also on how to sell trail stop as well. I think it's in the media files on the group Telegram. I can find that and I can actually post that up to you, for you on your Telegram.
Okay.
But yeah. Once you get that, you're good. You're good. Even one person struggled in the beginning because this person was doing what they weren't really supposed to do. They kept moving the stop loss, which they shouldn't have, and that's what hurt that person. So, um, I told that person, don't move it. Keep it where it needs to be. If it takes you out, that's fine. Don't worry about it. Just wait for the next reentry because your next reentry will make up for that loss. And that person kept adjusting and adjusting, and then it just kept going and going, and eventually it was a big loss. And that person could have avoided that big loss if he just kept the stop loss where it should have stayed.
Okay.
So
set it once, and let it stay there.
Yep. Don't move it. The only time that stop loss should be moving is if you have your trail stop activated, and then the laptop on the MT4 app will do it on its own, move it on its own because you set that up. But other than that, it should not be moving.
Okay.
Should not move it.
All right.
Let it do its thing. You set a TP with your stop loss, set your trail stop with the other position. That's it. Go about your day, go about your job.
Okay.
And you're trading the 4 hour. You're not trading the hour no more. 4 hour time frame.
4 hour, right?
Yep.
And I'm only concerned with the daily and the 1 hour. Get in on the 1 hour, and go back to the 4 hour. Enter on the 1 hour. Go back to the 4 hour.
Yep. To monitor it. And
if I want to see where price is headed, go to the daily.
Yep. There you go. That's it.
Okay.
That is it.
All right. Well, I'll remember that.
All right. Well, I guess that is it.
Okay. And pretty soon I'll be getting this party started.
I'm glad I was able to help you out. Because that's just my goal.
Thanks for helping this old man out.
No problem, man. Me and Janice, we had the same vision. Because she's telling me that a lot of people's hit her up privately, and she's answered them. So I voluntarily to help her out in the administration.
I think right now, I think Janice is kind of burned out a little bit right now.
Yeah, because she's trying to run the group, and then she's setting up. I know she was talking about she was setting up the mastery courses for people who wants to learn how to trade and learn how to train with her methodology, and also learning how to do technical analysis. So she was putting that together on top of that and some other stuff. So
Yeah.
So that's why even before all that, I voluntarily um, said that I would help her out.
Yeah.
She's grateful for it because I've told her that this was the missing piece to all the groups that I've been on. Um, there's not one group that had somebody that can still help them on a one-on-one level and
Hmm.
continue to help them in a one-on-one level for a certain period of time. Um, and that's what I realized what was missing in these groups, from IML to this.
Yeah.
I realized that was the missing piece. So I told Janice I'll be willing to do that for her, and she's very happy for that. So
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
why I have my own little one-on-one sessions boot camp for people
Yeah.
when they're still struggling with the training. So yeah, so I mean, I'm just glad to help people out because that's been my vision all this time, is to help people out. So
But if you keep doing it, though, one of these days you really should be compensated.
yeah, one of these days, I do it because I like to do it and I like to help people. So um, I know the Lord will bless me. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
you reap what you sow. So
Yeah.
um, what goes around comes around. All I'm doing is continuing to sow a seed in the ground, so later I can reap that harvest.
Yeah.
So so it's all about patience. So I'm not worried about the harvest. I'm just taking care of my soil. I know the harvest will come.
It will.
So so yeah, man. So I'm glad this helped. Um, I'm glad I was able to help you out. So if there's not anything else, I guess this is good night.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna sleep like a baby tonight.
It's good night. Yeah, I'm about to go eat real quick before I go to bed because I'm hungry. I'm starving.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
All
all
right.
right, bro.
Well,
So,
what
have a
part of
good
New York are you in?
uh
What part of New York are you in?
Long Island.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, I live in Long Island. I was born in the Bronx. Lived there for about 7 years. Then moved to Brooklyn. Lived there for about 7 years. It's
Uh-huh.
crazy. Number seven. And then I moved to Long Island when I was about 13 years old. So technically, I've pretty much been raised in Long Island for most of my life. So yeah, it's a nice place. I love it. But I do want to move out of New York. I do. It's getting too expensive. It's too expensive.
I'm sure it is.
Too expensive.
Well, I'm in Spartanburg, South Carolina.
Oh, is that man, I always get North Carolina, South Carolina confused. Where's Myrtle Beach?
South Carolina.
South Carolina. Okay. I've been there. I've
Oh,
been to South Carolina a while back. Not too long. Maybe 6 years ago. I
yeah.
went to Myrtle Beach for as vacation, and yeah, South Carolina is a nice place. And I like the hospitality. People are really nice down there.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
haven't had any issues, at least not yet. I mean, I had at least my time there. I stayed there for a week. Um, I had the occasional stare with the white people, and they seemed uncomfortable, which I kind of expected that, but I haven't, thankfully, I haven't had like an altercation
Yeah.
or like something very negative. It was just they seemed uncomfortable because you can tell by their demeanor and their posture. They said hi and everything, but then after 5 minutes of me and my friends talking, they ended up leaving the jacuzzi or wherever we stayed. So, and I understood,
Yeah.
but overall, my stay there was pretty nice. Um, where I want to move, I did some research. I do want to move to Georgia.
Well, I understand that's where Doreen lives.
Oh yeah, I
Y-
didn't
y-
know that.
Yes,
Um,
I communicated with Doreen one Sunday. It's been some months back, and I told she helped me with my chart. Yeah, I was some things.
okay.
She helped me with my chart one Saturday, and we were communicating back and forth uh, um, in the chat box, and
Mm-hmm.
she told me I told her I'm in South Carolina. She said, "Well, hey neighbor, I'm in Georgia." Now, I didn't know that. I really didn't know she was that she lived in Georgia.
Okay, yeah, that's real ultimate. I want to move to is Georgia. Um, yeah, I really love that place.
Oh yeah, man. And the Atlanta area and outside of Atlanta, uh, there's a lot of well, I don't know how it has affected how the virus has affected business, at this point, but there was a lot of thriving black businesses in that area.
I know, I know, which is great, and I support black businesses on the way.
Mm-hmm.
Um, always. I mean, I don't know that sometimes I just feel like there's some, not all, but a decent amount of black people for some reason don't want to support black businesses. And to me, it just don't make no sense. Why wouldn't you? Um,
Yeah.
I just don't understand why wouldn't you want to support your own people's business? Because at the end of the day, we gotta try to stick together, no matter what.
Yeah.
Especially now, how things are going. Especially now.
The one the one person that I depend on when I'm at the point of where I don't understand, or I'm just completely at a point of where uh, I don't know what to think,
Mm-hmm.
and that's Minister Farrakhan.
Mm. Mm.
That is my main man. I
Yeah.
mean, I went to the Million Man March. I
Okay.
uh, I have been a supporter of his for years now.
Ah,
I've gone to listen to him speak several times. Before the Million Man March,
okay.
and he's the man who, I mean, when you don't understand things, he's the man that will lay it down to you, like it's supposed to be, uh, when you don't know where else to turn,
Yeah.
when you don't have the answers.
Yeah. That's
He's
the
got,
person to go to.
yeah,
Ah, that's great, man. That's great.
yeah,
Yeah. So that's the ultimate goal is to move to Georgia. I researched a few towns. Doesn't have to be Atlanta. Everybody goes to Atlanta. It doesn't have to be Atlanta because there's a lot of different other towns. It's really nice.
yeah. Well, Decatur, I like Decatur. Decatur is right
Decatur,
outside of Atlanta.
I heard Decatur was nice. Yeah,
Oh, Decatur's on fire. Well,
yeah,
it was. Like I say, since the pandemic, I don't know how the pandemic has affected Decatur.
yeah. I did my research on that one, and yeah, those are one of my options to check and move to. So but yeah, that ultimately once Forex really starts booming for me, that's when I'm gonna make my move to Georgia because that's where I ultimately want to stay
Yeah.
for the rest of my life. Because I know Georgia is not as cold as New York,
Oh no. Oh no.
and
No.
I know Georgia kind of has a winter, but their winter don't last nearly as long as New York. So I like that. I can do that. Like,
Oh yeah, it's mild here.
yeah, I can deal with mild weather. I can do that. I can, but this whole 30 degrees, 20 degrees, even sometimes 10 degrees, I can't do it no more. It's too cold, too cold.
Well, I tell you one thing. Now, you would have to get used to some hot summers because
It gets hot.
it gets hot down here.
I like the warm weather. Honestly, I can deal with the warm weather better than I can deal with the cold weather.
Uh, okay.
Yeah. So I like the warm weather. I know certain states get really, really hot. I know I know Texas. Woo, I know that state gets hella hot on
Oh
the summertime.
yeah.
Um, but Georgia, I could deal with Georgia. I could deal with Georgia's weather, even the summer.
Yeah.
It's not as devious as Texas. Texas
Oh,
is,
not as hot as Texas, but hot enough.
but hot enough. Yeah, I can cope. I can manage that. But the cold, I can't do the cold no more. Can't do it. I can't do it. Mm-mm. Them heavy coats, all these layers of clothing, you gotta put on gloves and hats and scarves. It's too much. Mm-mm. It ain't for me. Um, so ultimately, that's where I want to go. So yeah, but yeah, yeah. Let me go. I'm hungry.
Okay. Well, it's about time for me to go to bed.
Yeah. So hope this was help. Hope
Oh yeah. Yeah.
and I guess I will see you on the webinar tomorrow. Actually.
I'll be there.
All right, man. Take care. Okay.
Okay. Take care.
All right.